up, everybody? Welcome to Neighborly Discourse. I am Billy. Here with me today is the old man.
Yo.
This is a NFL playoff weekend preview show. That is all we will be talking about today. We can talk other stuff another day. All right. Yeah, text Liam, see who's going to come in here now. I'm not sure if he will.
Okay.
We'll see. So, yes, NFL playoffs. I'm looking here. We're going to go game by game, Saturday through Monday. Give our thoughts, what we think is going to happen, any fun stories to tell.
Yeah, all the games are
and go from there.
Are rematches from the season. 3 of them are the third time around.
Oh, yeah? Well, I saw,
Buffalo, Cincinnati, Baltimore.
Yeah,
and,
the divisions, Buffalo, and then Bengals and Ravens back-to-back.
Yeah, they're back-to-back. Then I think Tampa Bay beat Dallas on the first week of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Chargers lost to Jacksonville the third week. But the Giants, they lost to Minnesota. So
we'll get to that one because I'm looking at it as far as a Bills fan and how to go, where to the easiest path, the path of least resistance, and if the Chiefs, Buffalo plays the highest seed, the Chiefs play the lowest seed, so it's going to be the Ravens or the Seahawks, or the Jaguars.
Who, Buffalo's going to play?
No, the Chiefs. And Buffalo will have to play.
Oh, yeah, okay. Chiefs ain't playing
the Raiders. Yeah. The Raiders. Buffalo would have to play the Chargers or the Bengals. Buffalo have to play the Chargers or the Bengals, and the Chiefs will have to play the Jags or the Ravens. Like, those are two not good teams. I don't care how hot Jacksonville got towards the end. They're not going to go in there and do anything to anybody.
I don't know, man.
I mean, that's my opinion. I don't see them doing much. They got hot towards the end, 5 straight, but who did they beat to finish the season? You know, that's what people fail to realize when they talk about all these win streaks these teams go on. Okay, cool, but who did they beat?
Who did Tampa Bay beat? I mean, they got 2 of the luckiest.
They
Carolina,
sure
the guy runs out of bounds.
Oh,
A yard for the first down.
So
if he stays in bounds, he gets the first down, the game over.
Jacksonville, after their bye week, they beat Baltimore 28-27, lost to Detroit 14-40.
At Detroit?
At Detroit.
Yeah.
They won at Tennessee 36-22. They beat Dallas 40-34. At the Jets, they won 19-13. At Houston 31-3. At home against the Titans again 20-16. So they beat some okay teams, and then they beat.
Well, the Titans had no quarterback by that time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The third time around, Josh Dobbs.
Yeah,
that guy's a certified rocket scientist.
He looked sad on that game.
He was on the bus with the boys I listened to, and they talked about. They're like, "Listen, tell us now the last play." He goes, "Yeah, I messed up. They had to play. I'm getting the ball to this person." Everybody goes to the sticks and curl. I'm thinking to myself, how come no one went past the sticks and then came back and ended up running out, had to throw the ball. And I knew the second I threw it, I was like, oh, crap, that was a bad move.
I wonder all the time, how come they go out to the sticks and then come back?
Yeah, well, he talked about it.
Fourth down.
He goes, because I had it. But then they showed the play where he, the fumble recovery for the touch, and goes, watch it. It's a forward pass. He goes, the hand went forward. Everything went forward. Everything by their rules was a forward pass.
No way.
And he runs it back, and we lose the game.
It wasn't a forward pass. His arm was right there.
I didn't zoom in on it and see it. So that was it. So, we're talking about Jacksonville. I'm talking about how the games go. But let's go. What's first up? Saturday at 4:30?
Seattle, right?
Yeah. So let me check out Seattle here, see how they got into the playoffs, which we know wasn't the strongest entrance. So the Seahawks, their last 5 games, lost to Carolina, lost to San Francisco, lost to the Chiefs, beat the Jets, beat the Rams. So San Francisco and KC, 2 top teams, they lost to them, beat some bad teams, the Jets and the Rams, and then lost to Carolina as Carolina was trying to push for the playoffs. So that's the Seahawks, and against San Francisco, they were 0-2 this season. So San Francisco's 2-0 against the Seahawks.
I think they're the only one. I think Baltimore and Cincinnati split, and I think Miami and Buffalo split.
Yeah. The last 5, the last, 10 for San Francisco. The Rams, the bye week, Chargers, Cardinals, New Orleans, Miami, Tampa, Seattle, Washington, Vegas, Arizona, San Francisco won them all.
Yeah.
And this is with...
And the quarterback, I don't think
he's not lost yet.
He's doing multi-touchdowns in every game.
Yeah, he's
the last player picked in the draft.
Mr. Irrelevant, and he's out there kicking ass, man. That's so cool to see.
I'm just saying, you put a good quarterback on a great team.
And he's not making any bad mistakes. So this is game one.
Because you don't have to.
No, the defense like that.
Punt
the
the
run
ball
game,
away. We got a defense that can stop you.
Yeah.
That's a philosophy when you have a great defense.
So they won like 10 straight, it looks like.
Yeah.
Seattle backed in. They were 0-2 Seattle against San Francisco in the regular season, their division rivals.
Well, I think San Francisco in the NFC is probably the cream of the crop.
Hey, I don't see...
Even though you can't count out Tampa Bay.
You know,
Brady had stuff happen to him.
no, I'm with you. Well, what we hear today, he's this. No team has ever got to the Super Bowl or won the Super Bowl getting into the playoffs with a losing record. So let's add that to Brady's list of things that should never happen. He'll be the first guy to get there with a losing record.
And don't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, in the NFC, who's there? So again, we'll talk about that.
They get the defense back. I don't know. There's no injuries on it. I don't know what happened to him except coaching change.
Yeah, well, offensive guy left. Bowles took over. He's a defensive guy that should have stayed what they were doing. But in this game here, I think the 49ers are going to beat the hell out of them.
So do
I don't even think it's going to be close. Geno Smith has some good numbers. He was a top-rated quarterback almost all season long. Their run game is good.
But that's why they should pick the Pro Bowl after the season's over because he sucked at the end.
Yeah, they kind of figured him out. We stopped the run, forced him to pass. The one thing they did have all season long was him and Lockett, that deep ball.
Yeah.
It was perfect. Every time they threw it seemed like.
But good defense take that away.
Oh, no. That's what I'm saying. You take away their run, take away Walker, and force Geno Smith to do his thing.
Yeah.
He's a backup for a reason.
Yeah, that's
you know,
a lot of these guys
He did well this season. You know, he was there. He needed to do what he needed to do, and he looked fine. But for 7-8 years as a backup,
but he's new to a new system and stuff. Once he's figured it out, he's Geno again.
But I think San Francisco's going to beat the hell out of them.
Yeah, I figured probably too. I think the point spread's like 9.
I don't have that on this little list here. Let me see what it is. Find the bracket here, playoffs. I don't know what the spread is.
The spread is San Francisco 9.5, 42.5 under over.
9.5. Holy crap!
That was Buffalo until I guess they announced that.
Yeah, here it is. Here, spread 9.5, total 42.
42.5, right?
Yeah, the money line minus 500 for San Francisco, plus 375. I mean, 9.5. I would probably take San Francisco minus 9.5. I don't see them moving the ball and. Wasn't it Purdy? I like Jimmy Garoppolo, but he looks more effortless playing quarterback than Garoppolo looked. Garoppolo looked labored out there.
He's like straining.
Yeah, this guy looks just maybe because Mr. Irrelevant. I have nothing to lose. What am I going to do? You know,
think Garoppolo's problem was that he's always been called. You can't.
Yeah, he's never going to be good enough.
Yeah,
which is why I think he was doing so good this season.
What do you have, like 2 touchdowns? I think
Yeah, he wasn't doing much.
Yeah, no.
But this season he was winning.
The defense is doing most of it. Then this guy comes in here.
They're scoring points
now. You got both sides of the ball.
So team, defense, all that stuff. You look at Kyle Shanahan and say this guy is clearly a good coach.
Yeah.
He's got different quarterbacks in and out. He's got Mr. Irrelevant looking like a superstar out there. Is it the system? Is it the team? All of that has to come from the coach. That's all got to be put together. Yeah, like they were talking about Mike Vrabel on the bus from the boys. Like he's a great coach, but great coaches need great players too.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other. So,
well, I wonder who's responsible for the players, a GM or is he, or are they both?
I don't know. Maybe both.
I can never understand how can a GM can get players
if you don't know what the system
and the coach.
Is. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
I'd assume they
but some don't.
They would work together.
Some don't.
Well, that's probably the team.
The GM has a GM job, and because most people get the best player up.
Yeah.
If they have 5 quarterbacks and the best player's a quarterback,
I hear the guys. I hear them all the time in the draft. Like you need a lineman, yeah, but the best player's a receiver. But you need a lineman. Yeah. You've got 5 receivers, yeah, but it's the best player.
Unless the talk is where we get a receiver, we can trade him for a lineman out there, maybe. But still, I know it's always been that way.
That's strange.
Best player up. No, but we need somebody else. Okay.
Well, here I think we're both going San Francisco for sure. The night game, 8:15, Saturday night, Chargers at the Jaguars.
To me, these 2 quarterbacks are the best arms in football.
Arms? No.
Oh, they can get that ball 40 yards on the line. Both of them can.
No,
And
Josh
they're
Allen's
quick.
arm is better than these guys.
No, not accuracy though.
I think so.
Oh no,
Even passes the other day.
Watch these guys.
No, I've watched them. They're getting better, but arm-wise,
Now Herbert, man, he's the best quarterback in football. If I was starting the team, he's the guy I'd take.
he better get out of that system quick because he's doing nothing over
Not the
there.
system. It's why did Eli Manning not go to? It's the
No,
ownership.
whoever it is, he's got to get away from the Chargers. They
Spanos,
suck.
whatever her name. Yeah,
He's not going to do shit. He's already wasted four seasons, 3 seasons.
3, I think this is right.
You got to get out of here, man. You can't be there. You know, you look at Trevor Lawrence. It's weird. You have whatever coach they had. In comes Doug Peterson, who is an offensive guy, won a Super Bowl, made Nick Foles look like a superstar. Some guys just know how to get their guys in positions to win. The defense has always been good enough, and now they can actually score points.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat Buffalo a few years ago 9-3. They couldn't score more than 9 points. Buffalo couldn't score more than 3. Yeah. But now they've got the running back, Etienne. He looks pretty good. The receivers are good. Trevor Lawrence looks pretty unstoppable out there.
When I first saw him the first year, I go, uh-oh. But no. I don't care. You get
this
people
is the
around
second
you.
year, I think, right?
Yeah.
This is the second year.
He was the first guy I took him last year. If you get
Taken.
guys around you
Yeah.
and good coaching, to me, the NFL ain't much difference in players. That's why I look at it. Except for the running guys and the guys that throw the ball.
I mean, you're the top of the top athletes in the world playing football.
Yeah.
So Jacksonville's favored -2.5. The over/under is 47.5.
Yeah.
Money line -145 and +120 for the Jags. That's
I think the Chargers though. I think they're getting guys back too and everything now.
They are.
They were hurt all year.
This is a tricky one because you don't really know how they're gonna like. They're such a hit or miss team.
The running back is the leading scorer in the NFL.
Yeah, he catches everything. They don't really run the ball that often. They do little dump-off screens, but he can take it 70 yards.
Yeah.
But can the defense keep up? Their defense doesn't seem to stop anybody. So their last 5 games, the Chargers, we'll do last 6 then. They lost to...
Well, the last on the season, I don't think they started anybody, did they?
Well, yeah, they lost to Denver. Well, no, because Andrew Siciliano on the DirecTV, whatever it's called, every time they cut to the game, people, I can't believe I'm still reporting this. What's the quarterback's name? I'm blanking right now. Herbert is still in the game in the third quarter. I'm like, dude, every time you turn the game on, I got to hear, oh my God, he's still in. He's a football player.
Yeah.
It drove me nuts.
What?
I get it. You can't move up.
Belichick and everything. Brady out there.
Well, no, that's why they always won. That's why they win.
Yes.
But
why change it up?
You can't go up, you can't go back. You want to get the reps, pull them out of the fourth quarter, sure, but you still want to win a game. Like you don't want your guys thinking momentum. I believe some of these players buy into that. We backed into the playoffs. Oh, we're lucky to be here. No, you want to go in riding high.
But if you start all your starters and you lose, then
they almost lost. They lost.
If you don't start your starters and you lose, okay, you can say that's an excuse. But if you start your starters and you lose,
their last 6-7 games, they beat Arizona, lost to Vegas, beat Miami, beat Tennessee, beat Indianapolis, beat the Rams, and lost to Denver. So again, you can only play who you can play, but they're not beating superstars, and they're losing to Denver and Vegas. Like they're not the best.
It don't happen to Vegas. It happened to them.
Bad coaching.
Derek Carr gone next year.
Oh, for sure. And let me see. Where's Jacksonville? Division winners, Jacksonville.
Yeah, it went down between Tennessee and Jacksonville. That was the game was Monday night.
Yeah. Since their bye,
Sunday night, I guess.
Since their bye, Jacksonville, they beat Baltimore, lost to Detroit, beat Tennessee, beat Dallas, beat the Jets, beat Houston, beat Tennessee.
So they're both.
So they're not the greatest teams either.
Both of them are,
but they're winning. So
how many players on the schedule? So.
You can only play the schedule. So this one for me, this might be a home team game.
Well, I think this is the only team. No, Dallas is also favored. The rest are all home teams.
Well, this one here. So do you buy into? They've never been there before. They don't know how to act. The moment can be too big. Because if you do, both of them, a third-year guy and a second-year guy. So neither one of them have outstanding credentials in the playoffs.
Supposedly, if you're in a top bowl game in college, what Tom Brady said. In Michigan, we had bigger stadium. We had 105,000 people here.
Yeah, for sure. Especially you have someone like Herbert, I don't think was widely coveted, but Trevor Lawrence, he was the face of college football for 2 years.
Yeah.
So he knows how to handle big games.
Yeah.
But that's the outside stuff. The speed of the NFL is what the big deal is, and they've been there for a couple of years. They've adjusted. Yeah. For me, I mean, I want the Chargers to win.
I think Chargers are going to take it.
I said earlier, who's going to go to Kansas City? The lowest seed will go, the Chargers or the Ravens.
Would have to be a wild card, right? Even though you have a worse record, like Tampa Bay. If the number seed wins, they're not going to Tampa Bay.
No, the lower seed goes.
Yeah, but divisions are 1, 2, 3, 4 seeds. Wild cards are after that then. So you have a better record, but still play.
Yeah, the seed. You go by the seeding.
Yeah.
So the seeding is Chargers, I think, are 5th.
6th.
Chargers are 5th. Baltimore is 6th. Miami is 7th. So those two.
So Miami wins, they would go to the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
So if any one of them win,
all the lower teams will go to
the Chiefs.
So I think the Chargers would have a better chance of beating the Chiefs than Jacksonville.
They see them every year and stuff.
Yeah, so that would be my guess. But Jacksonville, I mean, they're the 4th seed for a reason. They've got they're one less win, but they came together at the end of the season.
Don't the Chargers have a better record, right?
Yeah, 10-7, 9-8.
Well, Tennessee had to win the last game of the season.
Yeah.
And like you said, if that guy's arm was going forward, they would have lost.
Yeah, exactly. So, they're not. But neither one of these teams are like, oh god,
oh my god.
So that's what I'm saying. This
the Chargers
here,
coming to town. You're not fearing them.
I'm probably gonna have to go home team on this one, Jacksonville.
I'm going Chargers, I guess.
Sunday at 1:00, Buffalo Bills, Miami at Buffalo. I mean, I'm taking Buffalo. I don't think it's a question. Especially now with Skylar Thompson playing.
But here's what I think about Skylar Thompson. See, I think Miami are going to get rid of Tua.
You think that they're going to stick with this guy?
I don't know, but they got speed on the outside. They knew, even though you can go drag plays around the middle and the guys take off, but you need somebody who can throw the ball 50, 60 yards in the air.
Aaron Rodgers?
And stretch that defense out.
Aaron Rodgers?
Rodgers at it again. Is he retired? I mean, see, at the end of the game.
Well, no, yeah, he said,
didn't want to change his. He wanted to get his jersey.
That.
He's playing head games.
It probably is. You saw Favre do it for 10 years, so he figured we just follow suit.
Yeah.
But you got to look at the quarterbacks that are out there. Derek Carr, maybe Aaron Rodgers.
Who's in college?
I don't know. Maybe there's one guy people talk about. I have no idea about college
I don't follow
stuff.
college in the last few years at all.
But there will be some guys out there. But so I think this is the team that I'd want Buffalo to play the least if Tua was there, because the speed is hard to go against. And Tua, he's not going deep, but that noodle arm underthrow gets a pass interference almost every time because they're so far behind the defender, Hill, and they got to come back 10 yards. They're going to run into the defender, and the ball's going to fall right behind him because Tua has no arm strength. So it's like it's a free 50 yards every time, it seems like. And then Tua, those intermediate routes, he's more accurate than not. And even if they catch him when he's going to turn sideways, these guys stop and start speed is like that. Yeah. It's hard to go against.
But still, when you're in the playoffs, though, you don't want to stop and start. You want to be going.
No, I know.
These are different defenses now. You're not playing,
But they've played these defense twice.
Arizona's defense or something like that. You're playing defense that moves and gets around. That's why they're there. The teams are in the playoffs because of defenses, most of them.
Miami, they beat Houston. They lost to San Francisco, the Chargers, Buffalo, Green Bay, New England, and then beat the Jets 11-6. So they lost to good teams.
Had to be, right? Had to be a safety, right?
Yeah, it was some at the end of the game.
That's what I'm figuring.
I think they were doing one of those lateral deals, and they fumbled out of the end zone. I think it was something like that.
I mean, Belichick does that stuff. I can't believe it.
Yeah, the Jets were doing it, and they got back down to the goal line.
The Jets would do. Jets.
Yeah, no, Buffalo.
Even that coach, I don't think him doing that. I don't see him doing that.
I think this was the end. You're trying to make the playoffs, so you had 4 seconds left. You got to try anything. You're not just going to take a knee. You got to try to get the ball in the end zone.
Just throw it long, get a pass interference, hopefully.
Yeah, they're never going to call that on that game. But Miami, they lost. I mean, tennis. San Francisco, a top team. Chargers in the playoffs. Buffalo, top team. Green Bay almost made it. New England, they lost, but they're not the best. They came on strong a little bit towards the end.
I think they get a quarterback or that quarterback learns, they're going to be good again.
Yeah, I mean, Miami, I don't see Miami doing much, man.
I don't know. See, I see this quarterback. I think this is their best chance.
Who, Skylar Thompson?
Yep.
Nah.
He can throw the ball long. I don't think you're going to win, but I think he can throw the ball long. Stretch that defense. You stretch the defense out.
Should. You need to, even if you don't get it. But you got to you have to at least have the attempt of catching the ball.
How did the Chargers beat Miami? You know how they beat them? They kept everybody in and hit the receiver there.
Oh, yeah.
Because
No, I know that.
Go long. You can't throw the ball long.
That's the one thing Chris Collinsworth said that made sense. He's like, listen, the teams that are beating Miami, they're not playing 15 yards. They're playing 18 yards. I get it? The damn little gnats. They're playing 18 yards. These guys can't get by that. They figured out how to stop them. Yeah. And since that happened,
and
no one's
going
done
that far.
No. So Buffalo, since there was a Thanksgiving.
Well, here's the thing with Buffalo. This reminds me of the Colts back when they were playing New Orleans.
They won 7 straight from right before Thanksgiving. They beat Cleveland, Detroit, New England, the Jets, Miami, Chicago, New England. They didn't beat any studs, but again, you play. There's not many. Like Buffalo, they beat Kansas City. They always beat Kansas City in the regular season, and they always beat them at Kansas City. It's the playoffs that get me all worked up. They beat Baltimore. They beat Pittsburgh. They beat Tennessee. They beat the Rams. They beat Green Bay. I mean, they lost to Minnesota on a fluke game, in my opinion. They shouldn't have lost, but that cost them a championship. And then nothing with the Bengals the other day. So we're going to see how it plays out.
But I think the Buffalo is like the Colts were after Hurricane Katrina. The whole world is rooting for them to win now.
No, let's hope so. Win is a win. That's all that matters to me. But they're still better than half the team out there. They have.
After Kansas City, Buffalo, San Francisco, that's probably your 3 elite
Buffalo,
teams.
Josh Allen needs to calm it down. That's
what I think the problem is.
His trying to do too much. Like last year, he was fine. Last year was. Did my check downs. It was like 200-something quarters without an interception in the red zone. Now it's 7 this season.
As soon as the guy said it on TV, I knew it was going to happen.
Now it's like every game he throws one. Yeah. The beginning of Buffalo's game goes the same way. The opposing team, first or second drive, goes down and scores. Buffalo's first or second drive kicks a field goal and they should have gotten a touchdown or a turnover. It's a guarantee. But then from there, Buffalo shuts them out the rest of the game, and they get a BS touchdown in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they run the ball.
So they're the number 1 run team in the NFL.
No, see, when I see
since Thanksgiving, they're the number 1 rush team in the NFL.
Like when I see Allen, like Joe Burrow, to me that guy is just cool.
He doesn't have any problems.
He don't get flustered or nervous, whatever.
Either way, he doesn't get too overly emotional, good or bad. He plays football and he saves it when the game's over. He does the cigar stuff in the locker room.
Well, that was Brady's. To me, his biggest thing was, hey man, 20-0. Come on. I mean, his last 2 wins, they were down by 10 points each in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. You got to keep playing. The game is set up where you can be down by 14 points in the fourth quarter, still come back and win.
Stupid stuff happens, man. Especially in the weather they're going to be in, cold weather and stuff.
Yeah, but there's no gnats flying around here. But so I think Buffalo's going to beat them.
Oh yeah, so
I want them to win. You guys know I'm superstitious when it comes to this football stuff, so I'm not going to get too overly gloaty about the game. Buffalo is a minus 13. Over under 43.5. Money line is plus 600 for Miami, minus 900 for Buffalo. So if you want to take Buffalo money, the points minus 13. I mean, Buffalo blows teams out, but I'm not betting on stuff like this. Like I'm not. It's hard for me to fathom that an NFL team can beat another NFL team by 13 points, except for Buffalo does it quite often.
Oh, I don't fathom that at all. I think a lot of teams do it.
No, they do, but it's again, you think NFL, you can see college teams blowing other college kids out.
You ever watch the picks on TV? Usually like 27, 24.
Yeah, I don't ever really get those numbers from.
Or they're like that. They're like 3 or 4 points apart only. There's maybe 7 at the most. No one says, oh, no, that team's going to beat them by 2 touchdowns or more.
I think they do that as far as like culture-wise. Like you can't talk about another team. All these guys think that when they see a short guy as a defensive back, I'm gonna moss this guy all day long. But then they go out in the press conference, they have the heart, they give their all. Just go out there and say, this guy sucks, I'm gonna beat him. And if you lose, he shows you up, so
that
what?
Stuff you don't hear no more. You used to say.
No, that's what I'm saying. So that's why they're not gonna pick a 35-5 game. They're gonna say, 27-20, 25. Yeah. They're gonna give it their all.
And it could be closer than that too. They always say.
Yeah.
I know. I think Tony Dungy was the only one that picked Detroit over Green Bay the other night. I think like 10 of them there, or at least.
Oh, look at that. Been aggressive for once.
Yeah.
Giants at the Vikings.
That's a weird game.
I see a lot of people I've listened the last couple of days listening that to radios and stuff, other podcasts. They think the Giants have a chance to beat the Vikings. I don't know. This is
because the Vikings are the Vikings. It's like Dallas. It's playoff time.
You don't have a 1:00 Kirk Cousins. You got a 4:00, almost a primetime Kirk Cousins.
The end of the game.
So how is that going to play out?
I hate that.
The Giants they're a weird team because Daniel Jones does everything on that team, including the great plays he makes. He makes the dumbest bonehead play right after that.
Well, all the games I think were win one score, right?
Something like that. Yeah. Let me look them up here. The Giants.
No, I think there's 5 new coaches that made the playoffs this year. That's pretty cool.
That is, well, NFL likes that. Teams,
hell
coaches,
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah.
It makes you believe every year your team is in it, so every year you're going to be invested
that's
in all
great
that
about
stuff.
football, yeah.
So the Giants, since their bye week 9, they beat Houston, lost to Detroit, lost to Dallas. What is this D by Washington? Tied, I guess?
Yeah, they tied Washington. They're both tied, yeah.
So they tied Washington.
But Washington, they're going to get in, and are they the same record at the end of the year? I don't even know.
I think they won at the end.
What?
So they no, they're one game off, I believe.
Because Wallace beat Dallas at the end, didn't they? Yeah, Washington beat Dallas.
I'll look at it in a second. So the Giants, they beat Houston, lost to Detroit, lost to Dallas, tied Washington, lost to Philadelphia, beat Washington, lost to Minnesota 24-27 at Minnesota, and then beat Indianapolis, then lost to Philadelphia. And it was 20-28, 20-20 tie. They got blown up by Philadelphia 40-22. Okay. 20-12 to Washington.
I think all their wins were within that.
Yeah, their wins were that way. And then we all know what Minnesota's been doing all season long. They've been doing really well, doing what they call the cardiac kids, coming back at the end. They, let me see here, since their bye week 7, they beat Arizona, beat Washington, beat Buffalo, lost to Dallas, beat New England, beat the Jets, lost to Detroit, beat Indy, beat the Giants, lost to Green Bay, beat Chicago. So they're beating bad teams too. I mean, most of these teams aren't the best teams in the
Giants
NFL.
I think the Giants are the best team I know about in the playoffs there.
Yeah, for sure. I
honestly
didn't know they made it until, today. They're like the Giants and the Vikings. The Giants made the playoffs? Because it's everybody in the division except for Washington. Yeah. All 3 of them made it.
It could have been in Washington too.
They were right there. So this one here, I'm probably going to go the Vikings on this one. They're playing at home.
Yeah, me too.
They do a better job at home than anywhere else. Let's see what the spread is for this game. -3 for Minnesota, over-under 48, and then -65 money line, +140 for the Giants. I see a lot of people betting a few $100s on a +40 for the Giants because Minnesota is one of those teams, and I'll put them with the Cowboys, that if they lost, you wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
You'd be like, yeah, I figured that.
Well, they're the highest one. They're the highest over/under, huh?
Yeah, 48. They expect, because both the teams can score.
No defense. They still have defense.
Their defense is okay, but I mean, all the games they had to come back because they were getting blown out. So I don't think they were that good. But I would say Giants would have a better defense than Minnesota. All right, Ravens at the Bengals. This is going to be an interesting one because I think still no Lamar Jackson. Tyler Huntley is going to play. Their run game is okay, but this, and honestly, as a Bills fan, the Bengals are the one team I'm worried about the most in the playoffs. Yeah. They seem right now to be
but if they
completely.
If they get to the AFC Championship game, they go to a neutral field, right?
Not the Bengals, no. Only Kansas City and Buffalo. Everyone else has to go to.
Why not the Bengals? They're the team that got canceled. Buffalo and.
Yeah, but they're the 3rd seed, so it doesn't matter. They wouldn't make it to.
They wouldn't make the AFC Championship.
Yeah, they wouldn't have a home. Yeah, they wouldn't have a home game no matter what.
Okay.
Buffalo would as a 2nd seed, and so would the Chiefs. So they do not have a chance.
Be at?
Atlanta.
Oh, indoors, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't like that.
I heard.
See, to me, that favors. Both teams. Kansas City, I think.
Both teams have that. My thing was I heard it was. So I heard somebody speculating it could be Pittsburgh. They still want the outdoor weather, the cold, that kind of chill.
They're both outdoor teams.
Yeah, so they wanted to do that. And I was like, well, Pittsburgh, that's right by Buffalo. That'd be an easy trip down for people. And Atlanta is still somehow closer to Buffalo than it is to Kansas City. Amy sent me a thing today about a few miles or so.
Yeah.
But freaking bugs.
Or played in the Hard Rock.
The Rock. That'll be interesting. If they get there, it's Atlanta. It's right up the road ish. I told Liam maybe we'll go, depending how it gets there. We'll be in our all blue. But I told him again, we're not leaving the house. Two years in a row, I left the house to watch Buffalo play, and 2 years they lost. So there's no way in hell we're leaving this house. That's not happening. He's like, Dad, are we going to go? I said, nope, we're not going anywhere. If anyone does anything, screw them. They're going by themselves. We are not leaving the house. If they keep winning, I'm telling Grandpa, Super Bowl's coming over here. I'm not leaving the house. I'm not getting up from that corner spot on that couch. Not happening. But this game here, so I mean, I think the Bengals are going to beat the hell out of them. I don't see anything. Even if Lamar Jackson were to come back and play, the Bengals right now, to me, are the most well-rounded team in the AFC. Burrow's not making bad mistakes. They can run the ball, pass the ball. Their defense
but he still gets sacked a lot, right? Or does he?
Not
like last year, right?
No, not at all. Not in the beginning of the season.
Okay,
this is the same line, I believe, the same group they've had almost all season long.
I think so.
And he's getting less and less sacks per week.
But I think a lot of the sacks were his fault. You got to get rid of that ball. You can't hang out anymore.
Well, they're a home run hitting team. Like Jamar Chase deep, Higgins deep. Boyd around there. Then you got the tight end Hurst getting into it. Yeah. Then you got two good running backs, Mixon and Pirine on third down.
They're a good
their
team
offense is stacked, man.
Yeah.
And their defense, they're bend but don't break.
Yeah,
especially when you have an offense that can go out and score whenever. You can be a little more.
I mean, like the NFL, the best defenses are the ones that don't give up yards. To me, that's bull. The best defense are the ones that don't give up points.
Yeah, you can give up yards.
Remember, defense in the NFL, it's about yards. It ain't about points.
So here, Baltimore in the game, the spread is 9.5, over under 40.5, and the money line plus 360 for Baltimore, minus 500 for Cincinnati. Playing at Cincinnati. I mean, like I said, I think this is an easy one to me.
To me, none of these teams are going someplace where they're going to be not comfortable.
Oh, yeah. I don't, like I said.
I mean, Baltimore's both about the same weather. Buffalo, Miami's going someplace, I guess. They're the only team that's going someplace where they're not used to, really.
All right, last up, the belle of the ball, the one that I think most people are looking at and saying, Cowboys, they're going to find a way to cowboy it up, aren't they? What I hear today, somebody's like, Dak's not the guy. Like, he's good, but Dak's not the guy. He's not the guy.
Just like Romo.
He said, the guy, I can't think who I was listening to. Because, Dak was great. Dak was great all these years. Do you remember what years those were? When Elliott was running 1,000 times for 1,000 yards. When he was getting the ball 20 times, 30 times a game. That's when Dak was great. And the offensive line was
the best in football.
Yeah, that's when he was great. Now they're trying to run more or pass more and use.
Makes no sense. You got two damn good running backs there.
Yeah, Elliott, he's not this great superstar, but he's not bad.
No.
He's a solid running back.
I think he's better.
And you got Pollard, change of pace, speed, and stuff like that. So, why are you throwing the ball with Dak 35 times a game?
Well, I think Elliott's going to be trade bait.
I think so because what's his name's younger, speed. He
Faster.
can pick up.
He can move.
I don't see them getting rid of him.
Yeah.
But I didn't know this was at the Buccaneers until just now looking at it. But yeah, they won the division.
Wild card.
Yeah. So obviously, Philadelphia.
As I was saying, a bad team, the worst record don't give you a.
I mean, this here, in Tampa Bay, plus 2.5, plus 120. Oh my God! I might have to call some friends of mine who make bets and say, listen. I need you to put a 100 or 2 on Tampa Bay money line. I don't see them losing to the Cowboys. I see Jerry Jones the camera panning to his face, the middle of the fourth quarter, them down by 2 touchdowns or whatever it is, bright red and pissed off. Who else was? Again, I listened to a lot of stuff today. The most important game of Dak's career and Mike McCarthy's career is Monday night. If they lose that game, they're both gone. Yeah. There's a few people. I listened to today, kind of all had that same thought.
Especially in Tampa, they have a losing record. Yeah, it's only happened 3-4 times.
It's a losing record. You can say, "Oh, it's Tom Brady." Yeah, but it's 45-year-old Tom Brady who still, hey, Mike Evans, go deep. The ball's coming, and we finally. It took 17 games.
But I don't see no difference in his physical now and 10 years ago.
Not at all.
I don't see. The ball still goes long, whatever.
What I think was. There was a lot of change in the offensive line this season. The guy, the redheaded dude with the big bushy hair, I don't think he's played at all this season. Their center. So they've mixed and matched guys almost all season long. So you have a guy like Brady who's used to standing in the pocket, looking around, doing whatever he wants to do. Now he's got to move around.
This year I think he's the fastest release from football. He has from the ball's height to his gone. He's the fastest. Getting rid of the ball.
There was someone I saw the other day who was there was a comparison between Mike White and Zach Wilson. Mike White had the fastest release in the NFL. It was like 2.3 seconds, and Zach Wilson was like 3 point something. Well, one guy is getting his head beat in and is losing. The other guy is winning, getting a bunch of yards. 1, 2, 3, ball out. 1, 2, 3, ball out. So when you have a line, people don't understand about Peyton Manning. He had a pretty not so good offensive line.
Jeff Saturday to center.
You got to get the ball out. You got to get quick. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You got to get the ball out
Yes.
down the field because your line can't block anymore.
Yeah. No, Brady's always had the.
No, he's
the
always
line.
had the best. Just stand there and just wait and see what's going on.
Yeah.
So in this game here, I think the Bucks are going to beat him pretty easily.
Really, you think so?
Yeah,
I think one thing about the
I
Dallas.
may be buying into the
Dallas
hype,
has that
but
number 11 though.
Parsons,
He's a quarterback killer.
Yeah, he may get back there, but
You know, you get Brady a few times in the beginning.
but it's also Brady. So one time he goes near him, they're going to throw a flag.
Yeah,
Something is going to happen that's going to piss everybody off, and you're going to say, damn it, it's because it's Brady, but it's going to happen. There's no doubt about it. And the fact that it's going to be Dallas is going to make it even more outrageous because it's going to be magnified. I'm trying to get their damn schedule up here. All right, Dallas, what they finished the season, their bye week was 9, so they lost to Green Bay. They beat Minnesota, beat the Giants, beat Indianapolis, beat Houston, lost to Jacksonville, beat Philadelphia. And that was Gardner Minshew.
I thought they lost to Houston.
No, they beat Houston.
Huh.
They beat Houston, lost to Jacksonville, beat Philadelphia, beat Tennessee.
So they beat some good teams.
Lost to Washington.
And lost to some crappy teams.
Yeah.
That's Dallas, though. I mean, most teams do that, really. I mean,
Yeah, you played your competition sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you look at Tampa Bay, how they did their thing here. Why is it giving it back here? Come on. Now, they didn't beat much of anybody because you know they had their where is it? They're 8-9.
Did Brady play the last game?
First quarter, I think. So they finished. Yeah, they finished since week 11. They lost to Cleveland, beat New Orleans, lost to San Francisco, lost to Cincinnati, beat Arizona, beat Carolina, lost to Atlanta, and that was at least a half, maybe more than a half of backups. So because you can't go up or down, no matter how you want to slice it. Brady is 45 years old. You got to give him some time to relax a little bit. But yeah. This one I might buy into the media hype and say, yeah, man, it's the Cowboys. Something we talked about every time football season comes around. The Cowboys, no matter how good they are in the beginning of the season, when push comes to shove,
the media, that's their favorite team.
Yeah, to build up and rip down.
Yeah.
They do both. The second they do anything good, they're the greatest thing ever. The second they mess up, it's all over everywhere. Thank God they're not in New York because they'd be shredded. But this one I may go home team. Like I don't
know. See if Dallas could run that ball and take off.
No, but that's the thing. They'll do it, then they'll find a way to put the
I don't
ball.
trust Dak. I don't trust
all
him.
these teams
He's like
do
Romo.
it.
I don't trust them.
Yeah, they run the ball so well. Then all of a sudden on like first and goal, you drop back 7 and do a shotgun from. It's the silliest shit.
If Dak has that, Romo used to have that rollout thing. He'd spin to the side and get out of everything.
Yeah.
Against bad teams. In the playoffs, he got crushed all the time.
Yeah, no. Dak has good feet in the pocket. He's a Marino. Like he's not fleet of foot. He pops up in that pocket pretty quickly.
That's good. Yeah, to me that's quarterback I like that.
Yeah.
I don't care for them.
No, he's not moving around that often. He's not fleet of foot at all. Like Dak runs, like you can see, he's like knees out type run. Like he's not flying down the field. But he's who I saw some on Facebook the other day. What the hell was it? Something. It was a joke about how somebody cut the hash marks from the team. Like, what does that mean? Well, Dak's favorite receiver are the hash marks. He can't hit a guy in his hands. He's always thrown to their feet. So they cut this favorite receiver. Something like that. I guess the guy cut on the grass. It was some people didn't get it. I thought it was hilarious because I've watched Dak. We've watched Dak for years. Most of these guys,
he's a short thrower. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't. They hit the ground almost every time they throw it at 5 yard in.
But they cross the middle. Yeah.
Yeah, they can throw a deep ball. They can throw an arc if they're fast guys to go get it. Most guys can.
Like I always say,
can you get your guys?
Is the receiver?
Yeah, can you get your guys underneath flying?
Yeah.
No. So I saw that. I was like, man, that's a good one. I wish I didn't really prep for that to have it on here. I would have taken a screenshot of it.
Yeah,
but it was like, yeah, man, he's used to hitting his hash marks. He throws the ball in the dirt every time. Like, oh man, that was great.
Plus, I think Brady, when you win all in Super Bowl, Brady can talk to them guys, hey, we can win this thing,
Oh, well.
Let's play hard and let's get this thing together.
Yeah, so,
and Dallas going in and think, we're Dallas.
We backed
We won it.
Yeah. And you have someone, like you're a young guy, you're whatever you are, you have Tom Brady in front of you saying, listen, man, I've done that. I've done this 7 times now. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
If I can tell you I see the potential, you're probably going to believe me. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. I've done this.
Yes.
I've got more Super Bowl victories than some guys have passes in the NFL. You know?
Hey, I mean, to me, something like that helps.
ESPN is on Monday night, but I don't think it's going to be. It's not going to be Peyton Manning.
Oh no, probably not.
You know, that's weird. Yeah,
that's Troy Aikman, right?
Yeah, because you're not going to have
like
Troy Aikman and Joe Buck and not have them in the playoffs. So they've got to find a way. Like I'm looking, the divisional round is CBS, Fox, NBC, CBS. So I don't see them coming back on there.
So who's Fox's #1 team now?
I really don't know.
The guy from the Dallas Cowboys running back, what's his name?
Moose Johnson.
Moose? Is he the #1 guy?
They were the #2 for a long time, maybe. Yeah. I don't know who I think Mark Sanchez is with CBS. I like him. Mark Sanchez is good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he doesn't talk too much.
A lot of guys start out good, and then they just, they can't help themselves.
He doesn't talk too much. His jokes are timely, and he's good. Like, he's not, he's not
too much is the best.
Yeah, he's not overly chatty.
Troy Aikman's that way.
Well, Troy Aikman talks facts, and if a guy screws up, he's not going to be like, well, the quarterback, or the receiver ran the wrong route. If Troy's like, no, the quarterback threw the ball badly. Like, come on, do better.
Yeah. That's one thing he does.
Yeah, he's not going to make up some lame excuse on why the play didn't work. Yeah. Quarterback's got to step into that throw. Joe's got to do better out there.
Yeah, get that ball to him. Yeah, I know. I like Troy Aikman.
Yeah, that's
probably my favorite one. I think. I never heard. What's his name? You said
Mark Sanchez.
I haven't heard him.
You might have. You just don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Because and they'll cut to it. I'm like, that's Mark Sanchez. I don't mind that guy. It's not bad. But so
some guys are
the recap here. No, some guys are good. Like when Romo started out, I didn't mind him. But then same with most things. The media thinks he's the greatest thing ever because he calls a few plays. Yeah. He was a quarterback in the NFL for years. He sees stuff. He knows what most lineups are going to look like. I sit here and I'm like, it's going to be a screen. Because you can just tell by the way the guy's rocking back and forth, he's going to peel out instead of run up the field.
See, but to me, if Romo's calling it, you want the element of surprise.
Maybe. But some people, no. Nowadays, people want people to think like the smartest ones are doing what like the only reason he's in this booth is not because he's an ex-player. Look how smart he is. People think they want to be talked to by smart people and believe smart people. Like, here's an expert. Here's this. I don't need you to be an expert. Can you tell me what the play is going to be? I don't care you played X amount of years. I don't care this, that, and the other. Are you entertaining? Are you making me laugh when a boring thing is going on? If something's serious, are you taking it serious?
That was Dennis Miller on Monday night.
Yeah, he was good.
I thought he was good, too.
The best on Monday night was John Gruden. He was, to the point, no nonsense.
If you go back to the original, Howard Cosell.
Yeah.
Well, the original guy was Alex Hawkins. But he said that Roger Staubach walked like a sissy, so he was gone.
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
That was the very first year, I think. I don't know, nowadays you can't say anything like that.
No.
That ain't nice to now, but still, I mean, it was true, really.
Well, Troy Aikman, he said a few weeks back, like, some call out there, come on, put these guys in dresses. And people went nuts. He's like, listen, I get where you're coming from. I wasn't trying to be mean, but, like, we get the sentiment, but if I upset you, my bad. Well, but these guys got to be a little tougher.
The first time I heard that was Jack Lambert, because they started in the 70s. Back then, you couldn't even touch the quarterback.
Oh, yeah, in the grass and all that stuff.
Yeah. It only lasted a year or two, I guess.
Yeah, I remember.
Jack Lambert said, when do you put these damn guys in dresses?
I remember a while back in the grass, they touched the quarterback, and then they started to hit him again, and now they're starting to bring it back.
Well, the other day, it was, who was it? Who was playing the Dallas? The guy had Zach let him go.
Oh, there's a few. I mean, look at one of the best players in Super Bowl history is Eli Manning. He had him wrapped up, but if I throw him to the ground, I'm going to get a flag, so I let him go, and he throws a pass.
I didn't even try to get him down.
No, I mean, you see him. He hit him and let him go. There is a few of those you see that guys are doing this stuff.
Yeah.
They're afraid to get a flag. I mean, take the 10 yards. Don't give. I mean, my thing is, I've seen so many good hits, and you get flagged. Like the quarterback, you can't go under the knees.
Go to the knees or
you can't go by the chest. If you hit him in the waist, you're going to fling him around, so you can't do that. Yeah. If I'm going to get a penalty, I'm going to take his friggin' head off. Screw it. Yeah. If you're going to flag me, I'm going to obliterate this guy.
And that may happen in the future.
It should. Like, listen, if I'm doing everything right, Joey Bosa against the Charger or against Geno Smith a couple weeks ago, and then Phillips from Miami against the Chargers the week before that, 2 perfect plays. They fell on him. Are you kidding me? I fell on him. I'm playing football. I fell on
But the
him.
rule is I can't put the weight on him. That's the rule.
You can't stop your body
never-
in the air.
that's how,
No, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
That was how Baltimore beat the Raiders in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Siragusa fell on him.
He did not. You see that? That was on
Oh
purpose.
no! You see them, these guys now they tackle you. You wrap somebody up going full speed. How are you as a person with no feet on the ground holding somebody else supposed to spin your body down so you don't fall on
Not
them?
only that, a lot of these quarterbacks, our running quarterbacks, they're ducking.
Yeah,
I
screw
mean,
that.
jeez.
If you're gonna get a flag, take his friggin' head
take
off.
his head off. It was
Earn
like
it then.
pass interference.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get pass interference, don't let them catch the ball.
Oh yeah. No. If you're gonna get a foul, don't let them
Yeah.
in basketball.
Or
If you're
holding.
gonna foul someone, don't let them score.
Yeah, if you're holding, don't let them sack the quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. That's the worst. Yeah, when you see a guy holding the quarterback on the ground, you got to feel like, oh man,
I know.
I really
You
screwed
look
this
back and you
up.
see him. You go, oh, shit.
Yeah, I really messed this one up.
Yeah, I know. That's
All right,
crazy.
so we have Seattle at the 49ers. I think we're both going 49ers.
Yeah.
Chargers at Jaguars. I'm leaning towards a home team at the moment. I know
I'm
you
leaning for the Chargers.
I know you're leaning for the
I haven't
Chargers.
decided yet, but
Yeah, me neither. But when it comes ones that I can't decide, I tend to go home team.
Yeah, me too.
Sunday, Miami at Buffalo. I'm going Buffalo. Giants at the Vikings.
Probably Minnesota.
Probably
That's
Minnesota.
another game I haven't decided yet.
That might be like I'm going to take Minnesota, and if they lose, okay. Like
Yeah.
I don't see anybody else picking the Giants. You know, at least who we bet with anyway.
Yeah.
Ravens at the Bengals, taking the Bengals, and then Monday night Cowboys at Buccaneers. I don't know, man.
Dallas killing them.
Oh, so can I.
If they play like they're capable of playing,
So can I.
but
But
it's Dallas.
exactly,
And it's the playoffs.
But it's Dallas. You know,
And it's Brady in the playoffs.
they're gonna get 10 plays, five runs, 9 passes, but the runs are gonna be great, 10 yards a clip. They're gonna throw in the stupid passes for some reason. Like, what are you doing?
It happens all year. You see these guys getting 8-9 yards a clip, then they get 3rd and 1, they throw the ball.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And you're not even doing a play action. Like you're in a shotgun. Like at least do play action so they believe that the run is coming.
Yeah. I don't know. It's
But
crazy.
that's the what do they call it now? The super wild card round.
That's what it is.
Nah, that's what they say. That's at least how the people on TV were talking about it. But that's it. So that's the weekend preview.
Let me say something about Tom Brady,
Yeah, go.
about his divorce. See, I think he thought maybe that they were getting divorced because he played football. I think what happened, he retired, and she said, oh, no, we're getting divorced. He said, okay, I'm going back to play then.
That makes sense.
That's what I think happened.
Yeah, he thought, I'm going to do this. You want to be with, you're saying this is a major deal. This is the deal breaker. If I play, I'm going to retire for you. It's still not good. Well, okay.
I'm back.
Bye. I'm going back to football. Because I saw an interview of him from 2004, I think, from 2004. And I can't remember who was interviewing, but he's like, what's your biggest fear? He's like, the day I can't play football again. Like
He says he loves the game.
Oh, yeah. So he's a young guy. And he's like, my biggest fear is not being able to play, not being able to be with the guys, not being able to do
And it is 20
what I'm
years
supposed
later.
to do. He goes, how many times you've seen astronauts? They went to the moon and they come back. Nothing in their life will ever live up to that again.
Yeah.
He goes, nothing in my life is ever going to live up to this. So when I stop, what am I going to do?
Who said it? Play as long. I think Joe Montana or whoever said,
Yeah.
play as long as you possibly can. As long as you have the desire to play.
Because that's what it was. That's what it was.
Let them tell you, no, you're not
Yeah.
good enough no more.
Exactly, because if you want, his thing was waking up every day. I'm excited every day. The 7 months out of the year, I don't have to worry about what to do. My day is filled. Those 3 months, I have a hard time with those. The other 5 months, I have a hard time with the 5 months not playing football.
Brady did that?
Yeah, this was 2004.
Oh.
He goes,
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
What
No
am I
kids
supposed? Yeah, no family, none of that stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, what am I supposed to do with all that time? As retired. And that when he brought up the astronauts, they've already done the best thing in their life.
Yeah.
Now what? What do you do? And you can see his face. I'm like, holy shit, this guy really believes that.
When I think that
But pre-kids and all that
but
stuff.
his wife has been wanting me to retire ever since they got married.
No, she probably wants to be the focal point. Maybe she needs the attention. I
When
don't
did they
know.
go out the undefeated season? She wanted to retire right then. Oh, okay, she retired.
Well, because at the same
And that
time,
was what 4 or 5 years in his career, 6 years in his career.
no, undefeated.
2008 wasn't it? 2008 or 2008 or 2009?
Maybe. Possibly. But the thing is, you go undefeated, Super Bowl champion, if you'd have won, you probably think about that.
Not if you're only 6 years. This is what I think of Knowles. What's his name? Knowles?
Nick Foles?
Foles. Except for the money, he must have wished I would have retired after that Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, I mean
he's making millions of dollars though.
He would have been a
folk hero,
folk hero for sure.
Yeah.
Like this is what I did.
Tom Brady, and I'm gone now.
I caught a touchdown pass in the NFL. I did what no one else could do. I played 2 games, and then look at Carson Wentz since then. Talk about a career going straight to the crapper.
Yeah. I see Jeff Goff. He's coming back a little bit, hopefully.
Man, that team, tell you what, that team looks like it's going to be a problem next season. They can already score with no issues. They've got 3 or 4 rookies on that defense that are contributing players that are only going to get better.
I think, is it the Cardinals? No, the Patriots the same way. They have rookies in that defense too.
Yeah. But I don't trust their quarterback. Their offense isn't doing much.
Yeah, he's not his demeanor.
Yeah.
I think he gets out of focus a lot.
And I think it pissed off. I didn't see this kick thing he may or may not have done. I have no idea about it.
I'll go and see if I can find it. Yeah.
But Boomer Esiason was pissed. All these people were pissed off about it. Like, that's a bad move. And they're like, you can see now he can't even handle pressure. If things get too intense, he results to kicking someone like a 5-year-old. Yeah. You can't have that you can't have that mentality. And as supposed to be the leader of a team as a quarterback, you can't be upset and want to kick somebody.
No.
Although we saw Brady kick the guy a couple years ago, or a few games back, but it's Tom Brady.
That's Brady at the end of his career.
20-some years into it.
But I heard yesterday, it was in the paper something that the Giants, they have $58 million that they can't use. It goes to other whatever in their salary cap.
Oh, yeah?
See, what they pay. I don't know who they paid the last few years. Who they paying? They haven't been good for years, right?
I don't think they've had anybody. What quarterbacks have they had? No one of note.
You can't be paying Eli no more.
No.
But it's $58 million in dead money.
Really? Yeah, who is it?
I don't know. But
Odell Beckham? I don't think it would be him. He wasn't that big of a star when he...
Here they are. Giants go from 4... Okay. And Florida Ross are hurt by a staggering $54.8 million in dead money on a salary cap to get this postseason for the first time since 2016. So they're paying somebody something.
Yeah, they're paying a few guys maybe.
Why is it happening to the 49ers after, man?
That's what's happening to Denver now.
They were rolling.
All that money is tied up to Russell Wilson, and you can't get anyone else over there, and he's horrible. Not only is that line not good, but that guy holds the ball like it's his baby and refuses to get rid of it.
Well, some teams, like the Rams, they put all the money in one season.
It worked out.
So I'm wondering if the salary cap is okay. Like if Gronk comes back and they want to pay him like $50 million for this playoffs, or let's say $4 or $5 million.
I have no idea.
The salary cap is set at the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Or if you start playing,
you have to cut guys.
But you have to have the salary cap at the beginning of the season. I think if the season goes on, can you add to it? Then the next season, the salary cap is you have to cut down then.
I think it's if it's set for the season, you have to release guys. You have to cut guys or bring guys in. I think you have to balance it out that way. I really don't know.
But to me, the NFL should have a rule like Gronk shouldn't be able to come back.
No, I don't think he's going to.
But he could though. If he wanted, but the rule is he could.
Well,
but I don't think I don't think that should be allowed. Something like that. Unless you have somebody that's hurt, well, they fake injury, though.
That's what I'm saying. So who knows what the reasoning is.
Yeah, what can you do, yeah.
Well, that's it, everybody. That's our football preview weekend.
Yes.
Enjoy. Thank you for listening, watching, all that fun
stuff.
Hope
all the games are exciting.
I think they will be. They better be. The only one that matters is Buffalo better win. You guys have a great day.
Okay, have fun. America first.